church just because I love my church. Bishop Joseph is my father in the gospel, and I just love him. This first poem I'm going to do is called I'm Addicted. It has a part 2 to it, so I just ask that you bear with me. In the name of Jesus. Part 2. I'm addicted. Addicted to an art form that has no form, mold, nor box. Just a transparent, see me for me. I don't like being alone at times. The silence is deafening type venue. And one of the ways to get there is to travel on the highway of love. Make rest stops at bad arguments, merge onto the road of forgiveness, only to possibly get off at exit 42. Heartbreak. Some have traveled the 9-month journey of pregnancy, realized it was well worth the wait. Epidural didn't work, but they want to express that like no other joy that is their newborn child. Some have taken the family's always been there to God is all I need pathway to get here. But some have traveled. Excuse me.
Take your time.
But some have traveled the underground railroad of oppression, suppression. Take a walk in my shoes and you'll be begging to give them back way to get here. I'm addicted to a community where you're pushed to keep going, ignoring to let your hair down. I'm addicted to something that allows metaphors and similes make the vision clearer than clarity. My addiction makes for a better movie than Bruckheimer could ever produce, where I can shout louder than a megaphone, or whisper so soft that only the most attentive ears could hear. As I begin to spit, recite, speak, my audience is captivated by my movements as they visualize my words. My words form sentences explaining my deathly fear at feeling at life, both at present and eternal. My addiction allows me to cry with the lights on. My addiction allows me to tell my mother and my father I love them. My addiction allows me to think in mid-flow while moms are thought of before pops. Don't get me wrong, I know the reason, and I guess my question is, where's the father? My addiction allows my questions to demand answers. My addiction negotiates the safe return of dreams, hope, ideals, and aspiration that have been held hostage at an undisclosed location by the cares of this world and the opinions of others. My addiction is shared by a population of people dying to make the feelings come to life, so they grab their pen yelling clear, hoping the feeling resurrects on the page. My addiction is spreading like the last news update that sent the world into a frenzy. My addiction is words. My addiction is rhythm. My addiction is truth. My addiction is intimate. My addiction is real. My addiction allows me never to get enough, just so I can keep coming back. My addiction has me watching until 3 in the morning. My addiction has me running down my battery, knowing I don't have my charger, but that poem is fire. I want to watch it again. I'm addicted. YouTube and I have become great friends. Maybe not so great because I've never signed up, added a comment, or sent a video response. So I guess if you ask YouTube, she would say I was just using her to get my fix. Next time you speak to her, tell her if there's any consolation. I do it to my TV too. I think I got it from my sister though, because she has episodes of my addiction on her TV from 2 years ago. I'm not blaming her for my addiction, I'm just stating the facts. I'm addicted, and it has me thinking about compiling my courage, stepping to the mic. It has me thinking about the composition of my life, how I was introduced when my dad met my mom, as I walk through the present day body of it, wondering about the conclusion. My addiction has me trying to step on my game, because when I first heard I Am a Queen, I was ready to get fitted for my crime. Addicted. Had my first hit a long time ago. I'm addicted to poetry, and it won't let go. See, now his addiction has grown into a passion. His affection towards words is unexplainable. He can't explain it. Like every time he hears a new word, he takes note, then takes his phone out and searches for its meaning. Not wanting to sound like an amateur or out of place, he lets that word marinate within, allowing that part of speech to become part of him. What was once an addiction grew into a passion for him. He has grown into an understanding, an epiphany he once called it. On the first night of his collegiate writing course with Dr. Keevan, spelled like Kevin, Brown with the E, he realizes something. He has fallen in love. Writing pen to paper creates a certain raw transparency, he says. He now sees the journey of his writing. He can see where he decided to change a word twice just to end true to the original. Because of this match made in Brooklyn, he now walks around with his brown leather writing book, the book which he bought on the night he went to the grill with his Frankie baby. That night on the train, he wrote in it for the first time. In the beginning pages, he writes a declaration to stay true to himself. As he writes, he decides that the line he came up with after his ride from work with T will be his signature. So, not just words on lines, I put my heart on the pages, what he writes after every entry. Passion is the word he uses to describe what was an addiction a short time ago. His passion is poetry, and he won't let go.